Welcome back to Born Out of Africa. I'm Eldon, and with me is Yogesh Freilink, the Chief Experience Officer of the CX Group. So, Yogesh, why have you decided to call this series Born Out of Africa?
Eldon, I think Africa is underestimated. And for the last 20 years that I've been working in the industry, I have often had to relate stories and case studies from global entities. So the Amazons of the world, the Googles or Disney stories or case studies. And to be honest with you, I'm quite tired of telling those stories and sharing those case studies. And I think it's important that we can pick up the nuggets and the exciting things that are happening in Africa itself, because I believe that there's case studies that we can share that the rest of the world can learn from.
So, I'm aware, Yogesh, that you've spent some time the last few days doing webinars, presentations, and attending, for example, the release of the customer experience measure in Zimbabwe. And I would like to ask if you have any thoughts, any reflections on the state of customer experience and the people in Africa.
I think the world thinks that South Africa is the hub of Africa, and if there's anything going to if there's anything happening, it's going to happen in South Africa. I think we'd be pleasantly surprised if we step out of South Africa and have a look at the wonderful pieces of work that's going on in Africa itself. We heard some really, really impressive people speak today, guys that are on top of their game from a customer experience perspective and have the support of leadership to be able to achieve great things within their industries and their companies. So Africa in itself has a huge pool of skilled people in customer experience, determined and driven individuals that can bring to light what customer experience should be in their particular industries. I think there's work to be done across the board. I think we should be learning lessons from the global guys on what not to do. They've made the mistakes. Let's not make the same mistakes. And let's start moving towards, fast tracking your initiatives so that business stops becoming impatient and starts seeing the results of the initiative. So I think, yeah, the one thing that I would advise is learn the lesson, learn from the mistakes that have already been made.
So I would agree with that. Having interacted with some of our African CX professional counterparts, I believe we have a high caliber of person. I have some super smart people in Africa who are driving customer experience and are looking to make an impact, right? To deliver better customer experience outcomes. And so we support them on their journey and the work that they're doing to further make an impact, customer experience outcomes. The CX Group started a campaign, a marketing campaign called Dear CEO this week. Can you take us through the thinking of Dear CEO and why it is called that and what you're doing with the Dear CEO campaign?
So, Eldon, a big part of my job stepping into a company and having to start engaging with the customer experience teams or the marketing teams or HR executives, sometimes the COO. There's a lot of energy and focus and drive on what needs to be done, and that unit or that team within the organization is determined to make a difference. We are still 10 years down the line hitting roadblocks when it comes to C-suite, when it comes to the larger, executives, and the conversations in those boardrooms need to start changing. We need to push the boundaries of our thinking. And the only people that are going to do that for us and allow us to start writing our own case studies are the chiefs of the organization, the executive team, the boardroom, the guys that sit around the boardroom, communicating shareholder values or shareholder value need to understand that there's a customer at the center of everything that we do, and we've neglected him far too long. So Dear CEO is writing particularly to the C-suite to support the customer experience professionals within organizations and help them open doors and help them get the education out there, and also learn from each other, help each other share how they got doors open, and what it takes, and what CEOs or what C-suite should do to support customer experience initiatives, because it's not signing the bottom line to say that you can spend this budget anymore. It's about leading the charge, it's about being the difference, and it's about helping steer the ship together with your people. You've got to be on the ground with your people, making the difference. You can't be seen as someone sitting on the ninth floor of a building behind closed doors. You've got to be with your people. You've got to show them how to become leaders in customer experience and to put the customer at the center of everything we do. If we don't have that, it's not going to work.
Yogesh, thank you for sharing that with us, and to all of those watching, thank you for following the Born Out of Africa series. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.